Thousands of years ago, the land of Egypt glittered under the rule of its powerful pharaohs. But a shadow of fear crept into the heart of one ruler. A prophecy whispered of a child, a Hebrew slave, who would one day rise to challenge his mighty throne. This child's name was Moses, and his story wasn't just about one man. It was a story that would change the course of history forever. Fearing the prophecy, the Pharaoh issued a cruel decree. Every newborn Hebrew boy was to be killed. It was a time of immense sorrow and despair. But one mother, driven by love and a desperate hope, defied the order. She placed her infant son in a small basket woven from reeds and set him afloat on the gentle currents of the Nile River, praying for a miracle. That miracle came in the form of the Pharaoh's own daughter. While bathing, she discovered the basket and the crying baby inside. Her heart was moved with compassion, and she decided to raise the child as her own, naming him Moses. He was brought into the very palace of the man who had ordered his death. Moses grew up surrounded by the unimaginable luxury of the royal court. He was educated as a prince, learning the ways of Egyptian royalty. But from the gilded balconies of the palace, he couldn't ignore the harsh reality outside. He witnessed the daily suffering of the Hebrew slaves, his own people, toiling under the whips of their masters. These sights stirred something deep within him, a powerful sense of justice and a growing unease with his privileged life. He began to understand that his destiny was not to be a prince of Egypt, but something far greater, something tied to the fate of the oppressed. The time for a choice had come. Guided by a divine calling, Moses returned to Egypt, no longer as a prince, but as a messenger. He stood before the mighty Pharaoh, the man who was like a brother to him, and delivered a simple, yet world-shaking demand: "Let my people go." The Pharaoh, his heart hardened by pride and power, refused. His defiance unleashed a series of terrifying plagues upon Egypt. The life-giving Nile River turned to blood. Swarms of locusts devoured every green thing. A thick, suffocating darkness fell over the land for days. Each plague was a sign, a powerful message that a force greater than any pharaoh was at work. Finally, after the 10th and most devastating plague, the Pharaoh's will was broken. He relented, and Moses seized the moment. He gathered the Hebrew people, who had known nothing but bondage for generations, and led them out of Egypt. Their journey was not an easy one. They faced the vast, unforgiving desert, a wilderness that would test their endurance and their faith. But as they marched, they were transformed from a group of slaves into a nation. This monumental journey, the Exodus, became a legendary tale of freedom and divine guidance. It taught timeless lessons about courage in the face of tyranny, the true meaning of leadership, and the power of unwavering faith. From a baby in a basket, adrift on a river of fate, to the leader of a nation on its march to freedom, Moses' journey is one of history's most powerful epics. It's a timeless story of destiny, courage, and liberation that continues to inspire millions and echo through the ages, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, the hope for freedom can never be extinguished. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that shaped our world.